So, retail's film and music equivalent of GameStop are at it again, folks, but this time, they're not selling pornos to underage cum dispensers. I mean, teenagers. No. This crime is much more severe than that, Metal Maniacs. Their crime is their Metal Madness tournament. Now, you may be thinking, well, can't be that bad, right? Well, Sugar Tits, you have yet to see the indescribable goat folk that is this. After subjecting my cerebellum to this poser post a couple of times, I started writing this rant, but it really wasn't until fans of mine and even a few metalhead friends linked me to the very same post that I actually decided to record the rant. You ready? You set? I apologize in full fucking advance.
Did you have a brain tumor for breakfast?
Oh, Rant? Oh, Rant. What can you say about f.y.e. that isn't immediately perceived by the phrase, I can't believe I actually used to shop here, let alone work here, from the soul-crushing experience of having to sell memberships to people who gave less than the faintest fuck about you in fear of losing your already underpaid job, to finding out that our sister stores were selling pornographic films to underage kids, to the fact that the parent company Trans World Entertainment, and by association f.y.e., overcharged customers and kept the profit for themselves between the years of 1995 and 2000. Clearly nothing the average retail business corporation aren't really already guilty of, but now they've pissed off the wrong crowd, i.e. the true metalheads. Now, while I encourage people to have their own opinions, I mean, what are we, Sweden? Hell, everyone knows I'm a huge Blaze Bayley fan, who most Bruce fanboy fucks love to criticize for the crime of not being fucking Bruce Dickinson, but this Metal Madness tournament is probably the most cancerous thing any metalhead's corneas have ever had to endure. I'd rather eat Tide Pods, wash it down with a gallon of bleach, while simultaneously being stabbed in the stomach with an ice pick covered in Carolina Reaper sauce, while Fat Bastard from Austin Powers runs me over in a steamroller with Kanye West playing in the background. Then even acknowledge most of the fucking crap on this list. But I'm a sadist, so let's run down the list anyway.
He said, please just don't stop. Please don't stop till I'm screaming your name. It's a headspin until we're both insane again. Don't stop till I'm screaming your name.
I'd honestly only vote Butcher Babies just despite the overrated Metallica. I mean, hell, Heidi Shepard is definitely hotter than James Hetfield, and if this is not waifu material, I'm sorry, you failed as a man, motherfucker. Well, I've never heard of Butcher Babies before this tournament even fucking began. From what I've heard so far, I'd take them over any Metallica album any day. Unless it's Ride the Lightning, of course. And before you bitch, why is Metallica even loved to fucking begin with? I don't know about you, but excessive use of the wah pedal and bad radio rock albums should not make a band this fucking famous. How about the fact that it took them over 30 years to make half-decent album after 1986? It sucks that their only great member was crushed by a bus, considering he was the only fucking thing that made Metallica remotely listenable. Next. Shepherd. Oh, yes, my dick. Oh, sorry. I have this thing where I fall into a narcoleptic coma every time I hear a shitty new metal or groove metal band. Yeah, best disease ever. In all seriousness, if you're gonna put two metal bands together, whether they're good or shitty or not, can we at least keep them in the same fucking musical genre? At this rate, you'll be putting a new wave of British heavy metal band like Iron Maiden against an early 2000s sludge metal band like Mastodon. Oh, what the fuck? Well, both bands are quite offensive in their own right. Seeing how groove metal and nu metal are both shit-stained genres of the heavy metal genre, I remember working at f.y.e, funny enough. When Korn's The Serenity of Suffering album dropped in 2016, the manager threw the album on the sound system, and I have to admit, I was actually in danger of fucking liking this album. Don't get me wrong, their earlier material is still shit, but seeing how... that's more than I can say about Lamb of God. My vote would have to go to Korn. It still sucks seeing how Chris Adler is a more than competent drummer, and he comported himself more than admirably on Megadeth's phenomenal Dystopia album. I know plenty of people who were a bit more disappointed when Chris Adler went back to Lamb of God. Sorry. And speaking of Megadeth... Seriously? Is this even a fucking question? Megadeth! I'm sure I'll sound like your grade school teachers here, but don't believe Wikipedia here, metal maniacs. Black Veil Brides is not metal at all. Not even remotely fucking close. They're a Portland poser band that thinks looking like a fagaloon love child of Motley Crue and Kiss, and whose lead vocalist looks like a bull dyke and sounds like Donald Trump singing in the shower. Fuck. Dokken looks manlier than Black Veil Brides, and they wore hot pink laser shoots in the 80s. But then again, Dokken's actually fucking rules, so... But Richard, Dave Mustaine is also a shitty singer. True. But at least he plays a damn good guitar solo, and like Ozzy Osbourne before him, at least his shitty singing is actually fucking tolerable. Of course, when people complained about fake metal fags being on the tournament, f.y.e were clicked to sputter some bullshit. Oh, fucking Christ, next. See, paragons of the new wave of British heavy metal, or generic ass sludge metal band who really only have what, like, 2 decent at best songs that the mainstream sheepflock knee-jerk it to until their one-inch wonder explodes cum all over their mother and their sister, who happen to be the same person, by the way. Decisions, oh motherfucking Decisions. Oh sure, Maiden got away with plagiarizing like, what, half their career, but at least they have a bitchin'-ass 43-year-long career and gave us some rather exceptional albums in the 80s and 90s, whereas... when's the last time you ever heard a band that named Mastodon as their biggest influence? More to the point, why the fuck isn't Judas Priest or Black Sabbath on here? Oh, don't mind Priest here, fellas. They're only putting out the single best fucking album in years of their 49-year career, and only having, what, like 1 or 2 duds in their entire discography? Oh, and influenced just about any and all heavy metal band after Sad Wings of Destiny fucking graced this rock we live on. Oh, and don't mind Black Sabbath, fellas, either, you know. They only created the butt-fucking genre of heavy metal to goddamn begin with. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you very much, f.y.e. Fuck you in the ass. Fuck you in your mother. Fuck you in your father's ass. Fuck you, you fucking cunt, whore, fagaloons. You suck, motherfucking big, hairy donkey dicks. In short, clearly Maiden wins this one. Next.
See, I have pity in watching you suffer. I know the feeling of being damned alone.
Oh look, I get to choose between either the Metallica plagiarists themselves or a shitty death metal / groove metal band. Definitely an expert decision by the highly trained Sahelanthropus chidensis at f.y.e. HQ. Look, if I have to choose between Avenged Plagiarism or a shitty death metal band, I'll go with Avenged Sevenfold on the count that they're actually listenable. Plus, they wrote some songs for Call of Duty Zombies, so it kind of balances out. And before you retort with your blind fanboyism, listen to Shepherd of Fire, and I dare you to argue with me on how that song is basically 4 different Metallica songs merged into one, with major emphasis on Enter Sandman and Sad But True. Truth hurts. Wear a fucking cup. And seriously, if you need to positively just need to have a death metal band on this fucking tournament thing, you couldn't have gone with more listenable fare like Ginger or Sepultura or Death. Or even better, just replace all the death metal bands with infinitely superior black metal bands such as Venom, Bathory, Darkthrone, Judas Iscariot, or Inquisition. In the end, Avenged Sevenfold wins by default on the count that death metal is the bane of my existence. Next to Axl Rose and Courtney Love. Next!
I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite enter my veins. Never did I want.
Easy. Godsmack. They were the first ever concert I've ever been to, and their music's fucking great. Look, I grew up listening to Disturbed, and let me tell you, I've heard My Chemical Romance songs manlier than a single Disturbed song. I'm sure I'll piss some cunskulls off, considering Godsmack is seemingly universally hated in the metal community. All their albums are top-notch in my opinion, and after hearing their controversial new single, Bulletproof, I'm hyped for their upcoming album. But Godsmack aren't writing about how bitches are pissing them off anymore. Yeah, that's because the band have matured since then, and look, Sully's 50 years old. Not much really pisses him off anymore. Sure, they're writing more mainstream, easier on the ear songs now, but at least they're doing it well. Godsmack wins, easily, without any reservation. Blow me cunts. Next. Like I've said before, seriously? Is this even a fucking question? Who in piping hot fuck put 5-finger death punch in here without being Cardassian titty tortured? I've seen less stupidity from my comments section. Fucking Slayer wins on the count that they actually have albums that I can listen to in their entirety without wanting to play Russian roulette with an M72 Law. And even though Fairy King is a cunt who shouldn't ever flap his 5 chins ever again after saying, Wasp isn't metal, it's a Punch and Judy show with chains for decoration. That doesn't stop the rest of Slayer from kicking ass, except for Diablos and Music Good, that is. Next. Again, what is it with you throwing 2 separate genres together? What's next, bitch tits? Bathory versus Justin Bieber? Wasp versus Britney Spears? Black Sabbath versus 30 Seconds to Mars? Hey, I got an idea, fellas. What about Stryper versus Ghost? I'm sure that'll end well. But in the end, my vote goes to Ozzy. I like Anthrax and all, but I'll take Ozzy's superb discography over Anthrax's middling discography any day of the fucking year. And I say that as a huge fan of Anthrax's recent output. Look, I've been known to say that Ozzy as a vocalist is pretty fucking terrible. But that doesn't mean I hate him in the slightest, and he is still tolerable. Sure, I prefer Tony Martin or Dio over Ozzy, but he's one of the reasons metal fucking exists in the goddamn first place, and his solo career has some of the greatest songs in heavy metal, particularly with Randy Rhoads at the axe helm. Well, that tears at Metal Maniacs, I'm sure as always, I'll piss off more than one pube-headed cunt who thinks my opinion is wrong just because it differs from theirs. I'm sure my dislike bar is destined to look like a Sith lightsaber. The fact of the matter is, I really don't give 2 screaming eagle shits. And until the next time, I'm Baphömet. Cheers, Metal Maniacs.